Bless up, family. Wagwan. This is Lady B. What's up? Hey, anyway, there are certain things I want to talk about quick and fast. I'm not gonna do a long video, but I want at least drop the video here tonight, so it not go long. So right now, I want to make you know, say, in other life here, in this life, nobody not perfect. So my thing is the reason why I say that. I must say I wonder why I say that. I say that because I want to implore anybody who I watch that video here, when you are not feeling good or when you're sick, or if you have some concern about your health and you go to a physician and the physician have you do something, some test or whatever, and you realize that you feel the same way, just get a second opinion, right? I'm gonna say this without getting too personal. Get a second opinion, and the second opinion just might save your life, right? Also, one more thing I have to say, there are times I know us Jamaicans, I don't know if Americans do it too, but I know us Jamaicans, which is very good to a certain extent. We like to use home remedy. We love it, home remedy. Me love it too. But when it comes on to certain things, we have to seek a physician. All right. One of those things which I don't play with. I don't play with getting cut by a rusty material, whether if with the Jamaica, whether it's a zinc, whether it's a nail, any kind of metal. You understand? Because those things can give you some kind of blood poisoning. It can give you a lockjaw if you broke out and get infected. So I am imploring you, if you get any cut by anything that you, any metal or anything metallic, make sure you get, go to the doctor so you can get a tetanus shot, because those things can be deadly, especially if you have other complications and you are unaware of it, right? So that's just me saying, make sure if you get a cut by a nail and you realize in 2 days, well, let's say probably it take 5 days to heal. If by 5 days it look like it's still a broke out, get some assistance. And the other day I was opening a sausage and the can cut me. And me make sure me go get a tetanus shot. You understand? Because it is very important. And make sure tell me son, anything cut you, let me know. Because I think the tetanus shot lasts for 10 years. But just, we have to get a second opinion. In any event, we not feel good and we go to one doctor and the doctor claims say everything all right, but when you look, you still have the same symptoms. All right, moving on. And this is some international news I'm going to get into. All right, so there's a Boeing employee who is now known as a whistleblower, right? He said that there are some issues with the Boeing airplane 787, right? So basically, it's under investigation, but they're saying that no evidence was found, and Boeing is saying that all their airplanes are good. But that's just something that's in the news. I'm going to say, all right, let me make all the plane takers be aware of it. Okay? So that's one thing I want to talk about. All right, so basically there were two mothers that were missing way back. I don't remember how far back. Now they found 4 suspects, including one grandmother. So, this was in Oklahoma. So basically, the grandmother and the daughter-in-law were in custody over the child. The daughter-in-law's name is Veronica Butler. You can look it up. They were in custody over the kids. And what the grandmother do? The grandmother, the daughter-in-law was on her way to a party to collect the kids. And the grandmother and 3 of our friends, the grandmother and 3 of our friends, the child grandmother, decide said them I got dirt the lady the mother and the friend. So Veronica Butler and her friend, they were you know, they lost their 3 pints, and they didn't find the body until 2 weeks after. So there was a thing that's saying the missing mothers, right? So the body was found, and they pick up 4 suspects, and one of the suspects are the grandmother. What are the odds? R.I.P. You know. And they're saying that the father, who is the child's father, the father was so upset to know that the grandmother got involved. It sounds like the grandmother the grandmother is his mother. He was so upset, but those persons were charged. All right, and moving on to our next topic. Boy, may I tell us over here so rough. Israeli military base attack. Israeli was attacked from Iran. All right. So there was an attack on the Israeli military base by Iran, and then they said Israeli was gonna do was gonna attack back Iran, but they dismissed 2 strikes against Iran. So right now, big war, and you don't know, say America is gonna be helping with some funding. Me never get into the detail of how much them a help, but you don't know. Right now, me never know what going down at 80. A long time me not check in on the 80 case there, but me have to go check in on it. So right now, you want here, say me could get back to Jamaica. Paula Llewellyn is asked to be removed. Right now, it's like the PNP party. Certain politicians decide that them no want her there no more. And guess what now? We will hear Friday if she going to get an extension or what's going to be the case. Right now, a lot of people are against her because of the way it sounds like, allegedly because of the way she deal with the Vibes Cartel case. So right now, people don't care she leave, you know. People don't care she leave. You understand? But I tell you, say everywhere you go. The other day I did a video and I was bigging up Senior Superintendent Vernon Ellis. He was in Era 1, Montego Bay. And now he is in St. Mary Era 2. Yeah, Era 2. So we want to say big up to him. I know he built a good relationship between the police and the community, and he did a whole lot in terms of back to school functions and community outings, and I listed a lot of it on the last video I did, the last live I did. So guys, go check out that video there and share that video there, you understand? So anyway, I'm saying this to say that it is it's a very dangerous job. But regardless of that, somebody has to do it. And for those persons who choose to do it, yes, man, we have to big up the police and want to do their job, right? Once again, I want to big up Senior Superintendent Vernon Ellis, and big up yourself to invest. Yeah, big up yourself, invest. You don't know. All right, so I'm going to end this video with a few positive things, right? So I'm looking at this book by John Maxwell. I like to read these books, but I have not been reading a lot of those things lately because I'm so busy dealing with my own thing. But right now I said I want to share some things regarding this. So basically, I'm looking at this question that says, whatever person know about character? What must everybody know about character? All right. When we talk about character is more than talk. You understand? Character has to do with action. Your character determines who you are. Okay? Who you are determines what you see. What you see determines what you do. And that's why you can never separate a leader's character from his actions. If a leader's actions and intentions are continually working against each other, then look to his character to find out why. So one thing to elaborate on this character is more than talk. When we talk about character, we talk about the action. All right? So we can't separate the character from the action. The next thing is talent. Talent is a gift, but guess what? Character is a choice. Okay, you can choose to portray good characters or you can choose to portray negative characters. All right, so let us look into this. We don't have control over a lot of things in life, right? We don't get to choose our parents. We don't get to choose where we were born. We don't get to choose how we were brought up. You understand? We don't get to pick our relatives. We don't get to pick our talents or our IQ, but we can choose our character. All right. So, every time we make a choice, we create a character. Okay? So, if we want to cop out of a hard situation, bend the truth, stand under the weight of it, take easy money, pay the price. Every choice we make, we determine our character. You create your character. So if you make some negative choices, you are creating a negative character of yourself. So two things. One, we talk about character is more than talk. And then character is a choice. All right. So the next thing we're going to look at, because we say 4 things we're going to talk about. 4 things that you should know about character. Character brings lasting success with people. Okay, so true leadership always involves other people. All right, as the proverbs say, if you think you're leading and no one is following, then you're only taking a walk. And it doesn't matter who it is, whether you are a sergeant leading a troop, a teacher leading your kids, you whatever, leading a group of people. If people are not following you, then you're only taking a walk. So basically this is saying followers do not trust leaders whose character they know to be flawed, and they will not continue to follow them. So if you think of any situation where you say, oh, that person's character is flawed, let's look at the DPP. Now, people want her out because we consider, allegedly, that her character is flawed, and the reason why was because of the choice she made in the Vibes Cartel situation. She determined that, okay, go ahead and try the case with the compromised jury, and we will deal with the situation later, right? So that choice that was made, that choice has a lot to do with the character, right? So now, people want her out. She not forget no more extension because of the fact say they do not want to continue following her, right? So right now we're saying this would be a typical example of someone whose character is being flawed and no longer want to be followed and no longer trusted to lead. All right, and that was my example. You guys can think of another example. Leaders cannot rise. The fourth one, leaders cannot rise above limitations of their character. And this is what that means. Have you ever seen highly talented people suddenly fall apart when they achieve a certain level of success? The key to that phenomena is character. And this is a typical example. I don't know the psychologist, but this is the example. I'm probably going to think of another example. Stephen Berglas, a psychologist at Harvard Medical School and author of The Success Syndrome, says that people who achieve great heights but lack the bedrock to sustain them through the stress are headed for disaster. You understand? He believes that they are destined for one or more of the 4. A, arrogance. So you reach a certain pinnacle in life, a certain level of success. For example, you know who we can think about? We can think about probably Michael Jackson. We can think about probably what the other girl name? Whitney Houston. You understand? Because then again, it goes down to the choices that they make. Okay, so 4 things. These are the things that he said, this psychologist said, that might affect the person not sustaining a good character? A, arrogance. B, aloneness. Because sometimes, as Masika say, he say he lonely at the top of the hill. He said that in a one song. You understand? And even if it's a popcorn or two of them, one of them. I think a Masika. Yeah, in a one I sang them. Destructive, adventure seeking, or adultery. 4 things they said can affect when you're successful. 4 things that mess up the character. Okay? And each is a terrible price to pay for a weak character. And the first one again, arrogance. Second one, aloneness. Third one, adventure seeking. And fourth one is adultery. So you have to make your character bring you through those stressful times when you reach that level of success. You understand? So character is more than talk, it's action too. Everything you do in life, the choices you make, you're building your character. Lasting character is effective if it's not flawed, so people can follow you if you're a leader. And the next one is, some leaders, when they reach success, they cannot rise above their character. Their character limit them because of some choices they make. Could be arrogance. Sometimes they're alone. Sometimes they are just adventure seeking, and sometimes adultery. So let's put it all together. If you find yourself sucked in by one of the 4 A's, all right, that I mentioned, the arrogance, aloneness, adultery, adventure seeking, what you must do, step away from some of the stress of your success, seek professional help. All right? Professional help is there for everybody, so you just have to seek it. Don't think that, oh, this too shall pass, without addressing the situation. All right? If you're struggling with one of the 4 A's, again, aloneness, arrogance, adventure seeking, or adultery, examine the condition of your character. Yeah. Ask yourself these questions. Do my words and actions match all the time? When you say you'll finish assignment, do you follow through? Right? And listen, this is one of my problems. Sometimes I say I go do something and I not get to finish it. So right now I am examining my character. So this I really have to reflect on. Do you always follow through? If you tell your children you'll make it to their recital or ball game, are you there for it? You know, said the other night, me tell my son, say, me I go make him some fritters. And me wake up, never have no time, you know. But me say, you know what? Me tell the brother, so me I go do it. So me I go do it, even though me end up reach our late. Can people trust your handshake as they would a legal contract? So these are the things you think about when you think you're struggling with the 4 A's: arrogance, aloneness, adventure seeking, and adultery. If you lead others at home, at work, and in the community, please recognize that your character is your most important asset. The respect that leadership must have requires that one's ethics be without question. And that is from Alan Bernard, president of Mid-Park Incorporated. All right. A leader not only stays above the line between right and wrong, but stays well clear of the gray areas. And that is one of the things that Karate Georgie had to say about Senior Superintendent Vernon Ellis. He said when he came to Mobile, he came with his head held high. And when he left Mobile, his head was held even higher. That means his character was still intact. Because we don't know that sometimes there are certain things that can affect the character of, people. All right? So, that's one thing. Again, not just stay above the line of right or wrong, but stay clear of the gray areas. How we improve our character? So, may I say all this thing about character, when we see these things, how do we improve it? First thing, look at the major areas of your life. I mean, you just search for the cracks. Sometimes you're doing something and you're looking for the crack in the wall, like those architects, or maybe those, if you want to renovate a house and you want to make sure it's intact, you look for the cracks in the wall to patch it up. Let's say you rent a house and you put some holes in it because you want to hang up your plaques and all of that. When you're getting ready to leave, you have to look for the little cracks, and then you put the putty in there, whatever I name, smooth it out. So that's one of the things. You look for the cracks. Analyze your work. Analyze your marriage if you're married. Analyze your family and the service you give, to see whether you cut corners sometimes, whether you compromise, whether you let people down. And you can write that down. Just for the past 2 months. Don't go beyond the past 2 months. Look for patterns. Examine the responses that you write down. Is there a particular area where you have weakness? Do you have a type of problem that keep surpassing? If you detect the problems, then that will help you with the character issues. All right? Then once you identify those things, you come up with a repair of character. Let's say, look at the flaws that you have and deal with the consequences of your action. Create a list of people. Okay, so this is what I'm saying. All right, this is one really important, but me don't know if enough people are going to do it. If you think you're wrong somebody, you apologize to them. Create a list of people to whom you need to apologize for your actions. Follow through with sincere apology. But right now, me not think me have nobody to apologize to. But if you not think me have somebody to apologize to, me not know me I say. Anyway, yeah. So, yeah, that's one thing. Apologize if you have something you need to apologize for. Then you start with rebuilding. Okay? So, you face up to the consequence and then you start build a new future. When you identify your weakness, create a plan that will prevent you from making the same mistakes again. So, as I said, I know one of my issue is procrastinating. So now that I'm sharing this with you, I'm analyzing my own thing. And you don't know, the next thing I'm going to do is whatever I say I do, I'm going to do, I need to stick by it. So I'm going to write those down. And a lot of times when you write stuff down and you look at it, you will remind yourself of it. Okay? Come up with a schedule. Come up with a schedule. Okay. All right. So that's basically it. And let's go ahead and work on these things to build our character, to rebuild our character. Remember, it's more than talk. Remember, it's a choice. Remember that successful people, no, it brings lasting success with people when your character is not flawed, and also when you reach a certain height in your life, make sure you reflect on it and stick to the positive choices that makes your character positive. And this is what I'm gonna end with. Let me know what you think about what I've spoken about, what you think about the Boeing employee, the whistleblower, what you think about the mothers, the missing the four suspect who take the 3 points of the little girl, the kids, their mother. What else me say? Police get shootout in New York. What you think about that? Did you see the news and all of that? You know, people just have to be so cautious these days. All right. Anyway, big up on yourself. As me said, that video here now go long. This is Lady B official. Go ahead and check out all my other check out my other platforms. Make sure you subscribe to that channel here. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. Hit the subscribe button, the notification bell. And guess what? I'm never telling you if you like the video yet. I can't believe I don't like the video yet. Alright. No, don't do that. Don't do that. No, drop a like on the video. Drop a comment on the video. Because me like when you interact with the video. It no matter what you say. As long as you not diss me. I like the interaction. And thank you guys for your feedback. The last video I did with Amari, Teresa told me that there was no sound on the Amari video, and I did not realize there wasn't any sound. So you know, because sometimes when I do the videos, sometimes I do it on my computer, sometimes I do it on my phone. You know, so I apologize for that. In the future, I'll have to make sure it has sound. Anyway, big up on yourself. As I said, take care of yourself, and the character part, let us try to portray good character. You know, sometimes we are going to get tempted and we are going to curse and carry on sometimes. But at the end of the day, you know, we'll work it out. All right? Nobody is perfect. So, look out for another episode, and I'm gonna probably try to do some of this in my videos, especially if me just a chill and I do one video and all of that, you know. All right, so this is, if you don't want to know which book me get it from, me say it's a John Maxwell book, Qualities of a Leader, Becoming the Person Others Will Want to Follow. That's the name of it. Me don't know if me had a book a long time, me no must see over mirror. How much years my other book? Yeah, man, I have this book for a while and I just, have not read it. I have a lot more leadership books. So, from time to time, I'm going to share some positive thoughts about leadership. All right. So, anyway, big up on yourself. This is Lady B. Once again, check out my other platforms. Like, share, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell. Thank you guys for watching, and big up on yourself.